And there's green here, there's green here, green here, green here, green here. There are a few areas of appreciation where majority black neighborhoods have higher home values than non-majority black neighborhoods. But the overwhelming majority of them are cases in which black neighborhoods have lower property values. The majority black neighborhoods in Florida's Sebastian Vero Beach area actually have higher values compared to other neighborhoods, but there are obviously far more areas that have devaluation. Perhaps the starkest area is Lynchburg, Virginia. Black majority neighborhoods there have home values 81% lower than in other neighborhoods. The absolute home value almost totally wipes out the value of the highest appreciation in the study, which is the Sebastian Vero Beach area. This is fascinating to dig into. Joining me now is the lead author on that study, Andre Perry of the Brookings Institution. Andre, you have put into a study something that we have known of, but is so influential because it's not just about your home value. It is going back decades to the home value that African Americans have tried to achieve so that they can pass on to other generations. So it is hurt generation after generation that African American neighborhoods have been undervalued. It means that African Americans can pass on less to their kids.
Absolutely. The $156 billion that my colleagues Jonathan Rothwell at Gallup and David Harshbarger also at Brookings, the $156 billion we found in cumulative losses is really the amount of money that we use to uplift our social status.
Right.
So it's the money that should go to starting a business, going to college, improving your home, or even moving to a better neighborhood.
Right.
That's what we use the equity for. But essentially, racism is robbing people, black people, of that ability to uplift themselves.
Paired with your report is some interesting numbers from the National Bureau of Economic Research that 54% of the wealth owned by black families is in home ownership. So it is a massive source of what wealth there is in black households. So this is so critically important because it's not that home ownership is just one piece of the wealth of African Americans, it's the majority of it.
Yeah, and we got to remember that black folk believe in the American dream, and we strive for the American dream. Also in the report, we found that black communities, majority black communities, hold about $600 billion worth of housing assets. There is power and strength in black communities. We are doing what we are expected to do. But the valuation is taking away more opportunities to advance ourselves. The narrative has been that black folk are the problem for declining neighborhoods, that black women's marital status, that black boys who don't pull up their pants are the reasons why black communities are not moving up. But our research clearly finds that the devaluation, the perception of a negative value is robbing black residents opportunities for growth.
And it's a vicious cycle. I spend a lot of my time in Philadelphia, and your study found that Philadelphia, close to the average of home devaluation, had a lower number of libraries in some of those areas, lower proficiency rate for public school kids. Game this out. If the value of the home is lower, it then creates a circle in which certain institutions don't get settled in there, certain retailers don't come in, certain grocery stores don't come in.
Yeah, you devalue a neighborhood, there's divestment, people leave the neighborhood, there's fewer municipal expenditures in the neighborhood, school quality goes down because there's just not a lot of revenue in the neighborhood. It's a vicious cycle. Again, it's not black folks' fault. These are great assets. They should be worth more, 23% more, and that money should be used for those community benefits.
So I want to show you some more research from the National Bureau of Economic Research that shows wealth held by white Americans at the top versus wealth held by black Americans. Now, if you look around the middle to the right of that screen, you see that during the Great Recession, wealth falters. In both cases, it falters by a lot more because white Americans had a lot more wealth to lose, and then it comes up. Whereas black wealth, again, if it's dependent on things like property, it didn't drop as much, it didn't come up by as much either.
Yeah, you know, and this is the problem. Wealth gives you the ability to withstand the shocks that inevitably will come. You lose a job, you get sick, your son or daughter gets married. You typically leverage your equity to fill those gaps. The inability for blacks to gain wealth hurts our ability to deal with the shocks that will come. And so what I have been advocating for is for us to clearly have policies that help us deal with the racism that's baked into real estate agents, appraisals, and lending practices. But I'm also saying to the black community, hey, this report that you can get at brookings.edu, you can actually see your price and you can what your home should be worth, and you can demand value by animating the activity in your community and say, hey, we're worth more, we deserve more, we can invest more in our black communities.
Andre, great conversation, great research. Thank you for joining me. Andre Perry is with the Brookings Institution. Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking.
All right, thank you very much for listening to that again. I'm Pastor Jimmy Hicks Jr., Executive Director of Start Right Community Development and pastor of Start Right Church of God in Christ in the Caledonia neighborhood. And I want to also want to thank our, we have 3 council members, Councilwoman Davita Russell, Councilwoman Melody Hart, and Councilman Craig Cobb for joining us. If as you saw in that that video, that's one of the reasons why we decided to take part in not just building homes, but the redevelopment of the Caledonia neighborhood where we are. We're not just, like I said, we're not just, it's infill housing, but we want to redevelop the neighborhood street by street, block by block. Our goal is, make no mistake, to raise the property values, in the area. We believe that if we can raise the property values of the neighborhood and the redevelopment happens in the housing, then we can, get partners to do the business district. So it's one of those things, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And so the housing is the chicken, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that first. And so we are partnering with the city in this development. We are already partnering with the city. The Star Right CDC is already partnering with the city to cut the vacant lots that we have in the overgrown grass that we have in the area. We're already redeveloping, and we're in the process of redeveloping 5 homes right now in the Caledonia neighborhood. And we're talking about some other things that will help us deal with absentee landlords in the neighborhood. For anyone that was concerned that this is going to be, a project that this is not what can I say, a housing development. That's not what we're doing. We're redeveloping the neighborhood. The homes will be available for whoever can afford the purchase price, of the homes. But again, our goal is to raise the property values, for everything to rise up in the Caledonia neighborhood, in the city of Cleveland Heights, which the city looks at as one of the worst areas of the city. But we look at it as a gem that is going to be ready to shine. And so again, that's the vision of Start Right Community Development. We put together an outstanding team to do this. And just so you know, this is not, we are a nonprofit. Not every nonprofit doesn't seek to make money, but the way we are structured, our goal is to get these homes built and sold without trying to, make a $20,000 and $30,000 profit off of every home. That's not our goal. Our goal is the redevelopment of the neighborhood. And so there are a lot of tools that we're going to be able to use to get these homes built. And again, so Tom Stone is the head of the team. He's our consultant, and he is going to be in charge of the day-to-day operations, of putting the, of having the team work together to build these 23 homes in the Caledonia neighborhood. It sounds hard to believe, but we're going to start with 2023. We are cutting right now. Our program, we have men out there now that are cutting 76 vacant lots. We're cutting 76 vacant lots in the Caledonia neighborhood, and vacant lot for the grass in the vacant lots. And so right now we're going to be building 23, but you do the math. We have a lot more to go once we accomplish this first 23. All right, so I'm going to turn you over to Mr. Tom Stone, and he's going to talk to you about our team and our and the housing project and ideas. And if you haven't taken the poll, let us know and we'll get that to you. But I'm pretty sure everyone on here was able to take the poll.
Thank you, Pastor Hicks, and again, welcome to everyone that's joined us this evening, and thank you for being with us on our community meeting for the Caledonia Homes, the Starbright Community Development Corporation. And Pastor Hicks, I think I see that we still have someone to be admitted. I don't know if you're seeing that also. SMORE 2625, I don't know. So if you can just admit them, great. All right, so what I want to do is to sort of get into the actual presentation to give you more information on our project. And I've got to get into this sharing thing here. So let me see how I can do that. Okay, there we go. Let me pull this up. Right. Always glad that we have our youngest member of the team on, Jimmy Hicks III. So anytime I get stuck, call for the young man to help me in this process. Okay, where's my, there we are. Okay, I'm going to just go through the project to some extent, and I think we did view, present. Okay, and I need to just go back. Okay. Kind of started how would I go back? Oh, let me stop.
Should get you there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that button. Oh, let me stop sharing that first. Okay. All right, how do we get back there? Help me out there, Jimmy.
I should say start from beginning, or if you scroll up and click on the first
I gotta
slide.
stop it all together. Here we go. Let me start up here. Okay. There we go. Thank you, sir. Yeah. It's like when I get stuck in my home office here to call my younger son that's still living at home, and he helps me out. Okay, so we want to kind of outline what we're looking to do. Again, this is Starbright Community Development Corporation, and responding to the City of Cleveland Heights, their neighborhood redevelopment program. We provide this information to City Council, and you can see that they date they're back in March there. But as Pastor Hicks indicated, Starbright is doing this really to redevelop the community. with its real sort of mission is improving the quality of life conditions for individuals and families living primarily in the Caledonia neighborhood. And so this is a team effort. Start Right Community Development Corporation has pulled together a team. They're leading us in this effort, but we have our builder, our contractor, which is Nature Tech Construction, led by the owner, Mike Wanderson. We'll see that information shortly. And then the architect is Ubiquitous Design, Ltd., which is headed by Dan Bickerstaff, and myself, Tom Stone, representing Stone Enterprise. And so who we are, again, you've met Pastor Hicks, and again, through his leadership and vision, we move forward on this project. He started Start Right CDC back in 2008, really after founding the church Start Right Church of God in Christ in 2006, and really has an extensive background in business ownership, 23 years with Nationwide Insurance, and has been a former city council member for about 8 years and continues to have a relationship with City of Cleveland Heights through the chaplain, as a chaplain. And and you'll see many of the individuals on our team are residents. Pastor Hicks and his wife, Linda, have lived in Cleveland Heights for 47 years. And then his namesake there, Jimmy the Third, again, graduate of Bowling Green State University and currently in his master's program in urban planning at Cleveland State University. And he really serves as all of our project administration. He's done a lot of work in looking at the demographics in the neighborhood and working with our realtor and doing the market study. So he's got all the information. We lean on him heavily in terms of pulling this project together. Right now, as Pastor Hicks has indicated, their development background so far is in housing has been about 7 homes in some form of rehabilitation, either completed or in process, and a number of them already on the streets that we will look at this for our project, Great and Neelview, to just name 2 of streets that we'll focus on in our project. The rest of the team, we brought together a team that will certainly have all the expertise we need to make this project, bring it to fruition. We've got our CPA, Stephanie Sanders. She has about 10 years experience in GAAP accounting, has worked both in the public and private sectors. And so she'll be responsible for all of our project financial accounting and recording. We've got Alan Rappaport, he's our attorney, again, 40 years of experience with a niche in real property, legal issues. He actually served as former 3-term mayor of Cleveland Heights, and again, a Cleveland Heights resident and former president of Coventry Neighbors. I just mentioned earlier our lead contractor builder is Michael Nelson. Again, 30 years experience in home building in Greater Cleveland, member of the Home Builders Association. We really look toward working with Mr. Anderson largely because he has a focus in really green building, lead in energy efficiency homes, making sustainable homes. We make them, and he's built homes in many sizes, a range. So he has the expertise to certainly build the homes that we're looking at in our project. Our realtor looking at selling our homes is Bradford Kavanaugh, owner of CEO of King's Housing Network, in 5 years experience in selling homes in the greater Cleveland area. He's also rehabs houses as an investor in sales, so has an intimate knowledge of the housing within the Cleveland Heights area. And then our architect, Daniel Bickerstaff, as I mentioned, he has about 25 years of architectural design and project management experience, has a wide array of projects that he's done within certainly the city of Cleveland and greater Cleveland. And just, myself as project manager for this project, and my experience really, it's about 22 years in real estate development. I ran, formerly I was the executive director for Mount Pleasant Island Development Corporation and CDC, or Community Development Corporation in the city of Cleveland on the city's southeast side. And I also have 10 years in terms of working within a commercial community development banking financial institution. And I also live with my wife, Yolanda, in Cleveland Heights for 31 years, just kind of showing you some of my real estate development background, projects that I've worked on in the past. We also have potential investors that will be a part of our project. As Pastor Hicks indicated, initially we're starting out with our first phase to build these projects these houses in partnership with the city of Cleveland Heights. But we do have standing at the ready investors willing to put their dollars into helping to build these houses, certainly at a market rate of return on their dollars. And so just to let you know that we've got the financial capacity to make this project happen. I want to outline for you now really our proposed vision for the project. As we've indicated, we've looked at 23 lots located in the on the streets of Nela View, Grayton, Dresden, and Hanover. And you can see all of those vacant lots highlighted in our map there. We broke the project up into 2 phases, 10 houses in phase 1, and those are highlighted in green. And then the other 13, the yellow lots that you see highlighted there. And all of these lots are in the Caledonia area, and they are lots that anyone attend or living in the house that we would build, if they have school-aged children, would attend East Cleveland school districts, the East Cleveland School District. Some of the reasons why we're excited about these lots, at least as we selected in phase 1, you can notice that as Pastor Hicks has already indicated, we're very, very familiar with these lots. They have in their grass cutting beautification program, they're already servicing these lots, cutting the grass that is certainly, we're in our grass growing season. And so these are already being serviced. You can see and highlighted, again, phase 1, the green lots. We have 8 of the lots are basically they're adjacent lots. And this creates a great marketing opportunity. It gives us really opportunity to cluster build. It's just been my experience when you come into an area and you start building to create buzz and the excitement that investment is coming in. If you can show, multiple units coming in, it just really helps in your marketing efforts, and also with the existing residents. People want to see investment, and what that does is also the effect of them looking to or be excited about putting more investment in their homes. And we do want to partner with organizations in the community like the Home Repair Resource Center, that they might bring their resources, their home loan program, home repair loan program into the area, do some other things. But you can see we have in that first phase, basically all of those lots almost are double. So we'll be building multiple units, side by side. But we've rated all these are good buildable lots, and they're in close proximity to, again, the Bay's Startright Church, which is the offices for Startright Community Development Corporation. So again, all of these we're building for home ownership. These will be owner-occupied units. We've our range out here in terms of the size of houses. We're really looking at probably a range from 1,100 square feet on up to about 1,400 square feet as we continue to do our market analysis and pricing. And so we said in some cases with detached garage or with attached. So those are all the things that we're exploring. We'll talk about as you've already taken a poll this evening. And this is the community engagement process that we embrace. It is a part of the city's process to as they have requested that we go through this process with the residents and other stakeholders, and so that's what we're doing tonight to get your impact, get your on what you want to see in the house, what amenities, what's attractive to you, what you think will sell. And so we're gathering that information tonight, and we thank you for joining us. But we want to also embrace the designs and types that are already in existence in Cleveland Heights. We are fortunate to have a plethora of housing types and designs throughout the city. And so we want to embrace that, but at the same time, be creative, be innovative. Let's look to the future. What is attractive to the home buyer of today and tomorrow? So we want to discuss that, and get your input. Something that we're already hearing about are first floor bedroom suites, with the bathrooms and even laundry. So we'll bring that out also this evening. Just in terms of the timeline, just to kind of let you know where we are. We initially responded to the city's RFQ, RFP, and we're, the point of approval we thought would be about February 26th. Well, we're May 11th, and so we're still working through that fuller process with the city, but we're moving forward to go through all of the approval process with the city, get our permits and approval, so that at this point we would look to hopefully be able to start construction by the beginning of July. Again, we're sort of at the mercy of the process of government, and so we're encouraged that things are moving along. But again, we can continue to forecast based on all of the approvals that have to be done before we can put a shovel in the ground. But still to be looking to be able to get 2 houses, as you can see out here, completed probably by the middle of September, and have those ready for sale. We'll utilize those houses as sort of model houses to sell the existing lots in phase 1. We see the market now. It is a great time to be selling homes locally and even nationally. There's low inventory in terms of houses out on the market. So in most cases, houses are not staying on the market more than 30 days. And in a number of cases, people are really bidding, over bidding. So we think that we come into the market at a good time, but certainly we want to hit this season, get 2 houses up, something before we get into the winter months. But we're still targeting somewhat an 18-month period to get these homes built and be completed somewhere by the end of 2022. Our trigger is that after we have sold 7 homes, then we would be sort of approaching the city to release the other 13 lots that we would start phase 2. I believe that's probably all that I would go into in terms of this part of the presentation. So what I wanted to do is to go back to the poll that was taken and kind of look at some of our results. So Jimmy 3, I don't know if you can post that back up and we can kind of look at what we have. And before I do that, let me say, before I go into sort of now looking at some of the amenities and looking at the feedback that you've already shared, from just the information that I shared, if there's anybody that has a question, we do want to give you a little space of time to ask a question or two if you've got a question about the overall project. And you can unmute or wave your hand, and we'll try to call on you. Anybody? Looking. Okay, I don't see any, so we'll proceed. All right, so you can see we just asked some basic questions to get a sense of what your interests are, what you like, what you don't like, what's important to you. And so going over this, one of the things that we're experimenting with is the need for basements, desire for basements. And at this point, we see that all of those that responded or so said that, you know, they want to have a basement. And I take that typically because of having additional space, possibly for storage, but given that we've got a good number of people that responded saying yes, and nobody said no. So that's something that we will value highly.
Yes, I said no.
You said no. We will. Okay. We didn't, somehow we didn't get that on there. So, and again, basements, as we know, are used for multiple reasons. Some of the things we'll look at is how can we design a space that maybe what you're using the basement for, there's not a need. But nevertheless, we see that largely it is something that people are interested in having. What are some of the amenities? We see that the master suite, and it's kind of the 7, it's kind of 3 out of 7. So master suite with a walk-in closet. I know. I like it. I like to have a walk-in closet. A lot of times they say, ladies want that. I want me a walk-in closet. So, anyway, but that's interesting to see there. These open floor plans, which we see are more of the modern plans, to see 57% of our respondents value that open floor plan, and then just having some other specialized rooms, whether that's entertainment, home office. Home office is growing now, that certainly because of the pandemic, and many people like myself have their offices in their house, and so it's value space now. So that probably is going to be something that we will see even growing in the future. Granite countertops, kind of 40% there, kitchen island. So it seems to be sort of half and half, but we see storage space is a big one that people also are looking towards. So we'll keep all these amenities in mind. The preference, it seems to be on having attached garages. And as we note in most of the new housing that's built today, that's what you find is attached garages. But again, we can explore the option of in potentially a type that could have, you know, a detached garage, but see, largely that's what people prefer, is the attached garage. First floor laundry. Amen. A certain group that I'm a part of now, you know, my knees are starting to, I can feel it going up and down the stairs. So, and I, you know, in my house with the basement, that's where I go down there mostly to just do laundry. So putting that on the first floor, it seems to be something everybody's valuing. Second floor living space, not so much. It seems like people are still looking at the second floor. If it is available, that would be largely for bedroom space, but not so much entertainment, living rooms and what have you, or just additional space. Would you prefer modern or traditional style? We have those in the room that are looking more toward traditional. So we're going to look at some styles to this evening, and we'll see if anything changes at the end of this. But right now, most of the people in the room are voting for the traditional styles. And then, would you be willing to trade having basement for more first floor space? And seems to be the majority would be yes. If you can have more of the first floor, you go for that. Other things that you might want to see in the neighborhood, more green space. Certainly that's something that we do have some options. Closer to the Caledonia area would be Forest Hill. And then also we've got Kane Park and some other spaces that are larger green spaces, but just within the community, there's opportunities to create smaller parks. It's been my experience. In some cases, you can create these pocket parks that might be at the end of a street, within a street. So there's some things that we can look at there. Other amenities, walking trails, biking trails, and some other things, I guess, are lower down the list, grocery stores and schools. And that's probably because the community is being adequately serviced by those amenities. But I see a big one here is to have more retail stores and restaurants in the area. So this helps us in terms of, again, further getting information. Some of this we would be sharing further with the city, because this is what you, the residents, and others look to have within the community. I think a larger need for some street paving, and I see trees coming in, and then more house demolition. So thank you for sharing in the poll. Jimmy, you can kind of take that down now. And what I want to try to do now is get right into, well, before we go there, again, always, if anyone had any burning questions or comments from the poll information, you can kind of unmute and just, you know, ask those questions, and we'll make your comment at this time. Anyone?
Yes, I had a question regarding energy efficiency of the homes, and will they air conditioned, and will the homes be able to, will you look at putting in things that will allow people to stay in homes from, say, middle age to elderly age, you know, like looking at fixtures that a person needs in the bathroom or the grab bars and that kind of thing, you know, so that the person can continue to live in the home once they're, you know, really an elderly and need assistance, and the home can become, you know, doesn't work for them any longer. So
Right.
we looking at keeping that in mind, that we want to be able to have people to stay in the homes as long as possible and have all of the things that.
Right, that's very, very good question and comments, and yes, and to the energy efficiency, we're planning to build these following all the green build standards, all of the LEED Energy Star standards, whereas, you know, certainly all of the insulation standards would be met. Looking at ways to conserve on other utilities, water usage, and what have you, even in lighting. So all of those, again, energy efficiency standards, we will be looking to meet. As I said, our lead contractor builder is, you know, has experience and is really focused on energy efficiency and sustainability. So we will make sure that all of those standards are within the specs of these homes. As it relates to, and I think an important point, as you mentioned, is what we call aging in place, and in the home so that you know, you basically, as you get older, can continue to remain in your home. And so one of the things that we're looking at is really that first floor, and that's where we said having that first floor, a master suite with the bathrooms, and then also laundry facilities. Typically, that's why people have to go to another part of the house downstairs. Typically, certainly all of the houses will be built what we call ADA compliant, having all the egress and ingress ways large enough for wheelchair access. Now, we won't be building ramps to these homes, and neither would we be necessarily building bathrooms that are sort of handicapped. But potentially, if we do have a buyer that ahead of time, and many of these we do anticipate sort of pre-selling, so those kind of specifications can be built right into the home. But in most cases, we're just going to make sure that the home is ADA, which is the American Disability Act compliant units. And again, what we see with the first floor master suite and laundry on the first floor, that is an option so that, again, people can continue to just stay within their unit and they don't have to go up and down stairs. That's a good question. Thank you for that question this evening. Anything else?
Tom, you have two. We have two questions.
Okay.
Or comments in here. One was dealing with front porches. or common feature of the homes in Cleveland Heights. And so that was not one of our questions, but if everyone, if you click the participant button on your page, you can see a yes, no, green, or green yes, green, and the red no, because that's a great. We have two. We have fireplaces and front porches. So you know, the first would be how many people on here think that you know, front porch would be something that we should be focused on. If you would just click yes, and we would get an instant poll. There you go. I see it coming in now.
Where?
It's right on the side. If you hit participants, you can see yes or no, or it may be in your reactions. So you could either give a thumbs up or give a check green. It's coming in. So that's just on the front porches. We had 3 people participate, so it's close to majority. Let's see some hands, a hand up.
I have to do a hand up.
That's great. I see a hand up. There you go. That's great. We see it. All right. So then, so that just gives us an idea about, you know, front porches. Okay. So I am going to clear that off. And then there was another question about fireplace, and that was not in the amenities. And so we want to make sure that is a fireplace important. I see, oh, real quick, green came up on there. Councilwoman Russell. Okay, there you go. Fireplace. All right. So as we, okay. All right. I see a no on. All right. So no, I see the hands. Okay. I see a thumbs up. Oh, that's great. And even though we don't have the poll, we are recording this, so we'll go back and look at it, and we'll see. And somebody's just laughing out loud at me. I don't.
With some, yeah, big tears coming out. Wow.
Yeah, I see that now.
They're cracking up.
So no, that's good. No, thank you very much. And so no, I'll turn this back over to you, Tom.
Okay, and I did look in the chat here. I don't know if this was a question or a comment, but you know, I mentioned the any school-age children in these homes would have to attend East Cleveland schools, and that's a long story there, but that's just how it is. You know, and so there's probably nothing else I can share about that. Will some of these homes be ranch homes? And again,
Tom, right before you move off of that, we are, of course, you know, I am fully aware of this, and everyone that lives in the community knows that the kids attend the East Cleveland School District. We are rehabbing homes right now in this neighborhood, and they're selling. Homes are going on the market in the Caledonia neighborhood, and they're selling. And so, although for some reason, for some that might seem as though it's a negative, but for others, it's not a negative. And so we're not going to look at it as a negative. We're going to look at all the positives that we're going to be able to have. And again, we adopted a young lady, and she went to Shaw High School. And I was, to be honest, I was pleasantly pleased with the education of the teachers that were there and how committed that they were. It was the first time I ever got a chance to go in the building. So, you know, people will have a choice, just like they have a choice when they live in Cleveland Heights. Everyone that lives in Cleveland Heights does not send their kids to the Cleveland Heights University Heights School District. And everyone that lives in Caledonia doesn't have to send their kids to the to the East Cleveland School District. They will have choice, just like everyone else in Cleveland Heights.
okay. So again, we'll go through. I mean, someone's asking about ranch homes. Basically, ranch homes are just, you know, everything's on one level, and so we'll I think we'll be able to show you some potential designs there. So unless there's anything else that I think I'm going to go into try to share and start looking at some of the housing types and designs that we're looking at, and just to get your feedback. And so what I need to do is to get out of that screen there. Let me pull this up here. Okay. So I'm going to start sharing, looking at different houses and types and designs that we are looking at to get your feedback. And I think, are we set up, Pastor Hicks, where they can just say yes or no, or how are we doing that this evening?
So we will have a poll after the viewing of the houses so that they can say, yes, I liked house 1, house 2. So if you have a little scrap of paper, or you got a really good memory and you just remember, I liked house 1 or I didn't like house 1, I liked house 2 or I didn't like house 2, we will have a poll that we will open up after we view all the housing styles. So
there's nothing that they're putting in. They're not doing a poll or anything. We're not.
No, they don't have to do it while you go through. They'll do that at the end.
Okay. So this is house 1, which is more or less just a 1-story house. We're showing with 3 bedrooms. I'm gonna move my screen a little bit so I can see 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, a 2-car garage. And so this just shows you the elevation outside of the house. Just click on that. So maybe, I don't know, that didn't make it any. Get back to my screen there. And this house here is about 33 feet wide, 54 feet deep. And again, it has the attached garage, as you can see there. Just to show you then the first floor layout. I don't know, can everyone see that okay? So you basically have just a small porch foyer area that you're in, and it has a large family room, dining room and kitchen area. This is kind of that open floor plan for just your family room, dining room, kitchen area. And then you can come into the house from the garage also. And then you have a utility room, which is basically where you would have your washer and dryer. So all on the first floor. And then your bedrooms have their own, the bedroom 2 and 3 have their own bathroom. And then you can see the master bedroom at the rear of the house with its own bathroom. So this is basically really just 1 floor of the house. This house is just 1 level. So for those that would say, ranch style, it has everything you would find in a ranch, basically all 1 level, 3 bedrooms with your two bathrooms with the 2-car attached garage. So again, you can remember this as house number 1. You like it, don't like it, yes or no. If there's any quick questions, we'll take those, and then we'll go on to the next house. Any comments, questions?
We have one question that said, are these house designs all drawn for 40-foot lots that we're seeing right now?
Yeah, we will. Basically, these are types that we're looking at. Certainly all of them will have to meet the city's requirements of setbacks and side yards. So they will all fit on, we would design them so that they would fit on that 40. All of our lots are 40 feet wide, and some of them are 100 to 120 feet deep. We might have some that are a little bit longer. So these are standard city lots for this area, but yeah, we would have to design them to fit on that 40-foot wide lot. Good question. Thank you. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay, so let me, I guess I have to stop sharing this.
Yeah, there was a couple questions, Tom, on that one. One was Someone noticed there was no door to the backyard. And then someone else said, well, are there any homes with 2.5 bathrooms?
We're going to go through homes. And let me just go back to they noticed there was no door to the back. Yes, in this design, it does not have a door to the back because you can see the back of the house is basically the bedrooms. The master bath is back there in bedroom number 2. So you're not exiting through your bedrooms. The exits of the house are basically from the front and the garage.
And there's a side door. There's also a side door with it says porch, P-O-R.
Yes.
Right.
What was the other question?
Any housing types with 2.5 bathrooms, which I think we may see one.
Yeah. So we're going to go to another house, and I see someone else has joined us, so they need to be admitted. So let me stop sharing that screen and go to the next. I got to figure out how to do this. Okay. Here we go. But the next house is the design here. Okay, let me. Okay, everyone should be able to see this house here. It's a craftsman style house. Again, this one is close to 1,200 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, and again, a 2-car garage. This one, we do have more of a distinguished front porch. As some of you already mentioned, the interest and desire to have the front porch, which many of the houses in Cleveland Heights has. So that's featured prominently in this style house. This basically has again, this is 40 feet wide, so it would be designed to be built on our standard lotting that we have for our project. And let me see if I can just focus on there. Here again, attached garage. So you have the covered porch, large family, sort of room dining area. This does have a basement that you're going down in so it just shows your washer and dry laundry room down in the basement. And then you have the kitchen toward the back of the house, and you have your bedrooms again at the back, with the master bedroom having its own bathroom unit. That's an alternate look there. So this is again, what's really featured here is again the front porch, but again with the attached garage, and your bedrooms on the first floor. The only thing that would be down in the basement here again is where you would have your laundry. So it doesn't have laundry on the first floor. And there is in the back, it has a little covered porch area at the back of the house that's accessed through the kitchen. So any comments or questions? And again, certainly this is house number 2. So if you can vote yes or no on that one.
Just real quick, Tom, this one does have a washer and dryer right outside the garage door entrance.
So I'm trying to read this. It says down though, so it's showing down.
It shows the basement, but the washer and dryer is off of a mudroom off the garage.
Okay, so but you do have a basement with this house.
Correct, basement and,
So
and first floor washer dryer.
Right. Okay. All right, so let's go to house number 3. I think I've got my system down here. Okay. House number 3, again, we're going to be looking at probably more of a traditional plan. B1. I was trying to have all these queued up, but a little difficult to do that. Here we go. Okay, let me bring that up. Let's share it. Okay, again, a traditional, more traditional style house. It has, it's a little bit larger than what we would have, so we would design it in you know, again, that's the beauty of working with our architect. We can take these plans and design them to fit on our lots. But again, this has 3 bedrooms, basically 2 full baths and a half bath. So this one has 2.5 baths. And again, the attached 2-car garage. So we have the width, we need 36 feet, and the depth is 24. And so just kind of showing you the, I don't like that. I think I just stick with showing you level 1 and level 2. Again, the garage, the great room and dining room, all open. These are all open. It's an open floor plan. But in this case, you have the second floor, which has all the bedrooms, the master, bedrooms 1 and 2, and the master, again, having its own bathroom, and the bedrooms then share a bathroom unit. So again, if you can state whether you know, yes or no on this one, and believe that was house number 3. Any questions or comments on this house? Okay, we want to keep moving just to keep track of time here. We don't want to go too long with our meeting. Let me then go to.
There was a quick question, Tom, real quick. It says, some of the houses have porches off the bedroom. Will any of these homes have that feature?
We do have one we'll get to. So let me see I'll see if it, you know, I do know we do have one that will have that. I just don't know in my series of homes here which one it is, but yeah, we will see that. So it's coming up. And here it is. So let me bring this up now. Somebody talked it up. Okay, now this is a more modern style home. These modern style homes, what we're seeing is we're just showing you the style. Right now, though, this is designed to be just 2 bedrooms. We can add another bedroom and bathroom to this house. Right now, it's only 924 square feet. So our lots certainly are large enough to accommodate adding more space on. But this house, again, more modern, and just to get to the layout here, again, your main level. Let me see if that doesn't really give me much more. Is just showing it's 1 bedroom on the first floor, and you have your dining and living area, and then a bathroom on that first floor. But then the upper level is, you could almost just say it's a master, and as you see here, that also goes out on top to a porch area, upstairs porch area. Is there anything else we want to? That picture just kind of helps see that. And this also, I think this one shows going down, if I saw that correctly.
No, that was just showing downstairs from the upper level.
Okay. So this would be just, this would be built on a slab without a basement. Okay, so this is house number 4. So yes or no, and I don't know if that was what someone was looking for, but you can see this is again a more modern style. We do have you know, houses in Cleveland Heights that have some more modern look, but clearly having a porch now coming out of the upstairs bedroom. And again, as I said, we can add a bedroom. So this would be a 3-bedroom house. Okay, we go into the next house. I need to switch to little intermission as I pull up the next house here. So again, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask those as we're bringing up the next house. Okay. And we're going to start looking at some modern houses here. As I said, we want to embrace what we have in Cleveland Heights, but also look to see if we can be innovative and creative. This plan here, again, more of a modern elevation. And this house here is currently one that does not have a attached garage, so it would have to be built either as a detached garage, but right now it's basically 1,022 square feet. And again, we could build another bedroom so that we would show 3 bedrooms and also another bathroom. But it certainly, we could fit it on the lot that we have. And this does have a basement. So this just kind of shows you how the house kind of lays out with your open floor plan of your kitchen and dining living room area, with also then a bedroom, the bedrooms on the first floor with a shared bathroom. It just gives you another look at how it lays out. I don't think there's anything else to show there. Okay. So again, this is number 5. So if you can just, I like it, I don't, you know, yes or no, and any questions, you can share those. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Pull up another screen. So we only have 2 more houses we're going to look at. Again, just get a feel. These are going to be more modern houses. And to get your sense of, this is something that you see as, you know, you would like to see in Cleveland Heights, in the Caledonia neighborhood. Okay, so this is, again, more of a, let me just come out of that just real quickly. Okay, so just to blow it up, again, very modern house, again, one that could be designed so that you would have potentially a detached or attached garage. You see a lot of brick in the elevation, different kind of look as opposed to just a box look to the house. It doesn't have the porch that many of us are accustomed to, but in doing something a little bit different. And so the first has a basement. And so the first floor view, if I can kind of blow that up, would be, you know, just that entry level. They call it a front porch, but not much of a front porch. But coming in your foyer with your master bedroom off in the front of the house. And then bedroom off, both bedrooms to the front of the house. Again, there's also the bathroom, laundry room on the first floor, kitchen and dining room, living room at the back of the house. And then you have a deck back here. So given that you either have there's a way to potentially build a attached garage or leave the deck and then just, again, build a detached garage. I think, and this again, just showing, you know, an unfinished basement, which also you could have laundry and some other things there. But again, the laundry is also on the first floor. So once again, so these are all to the person that asked earlier about being able to age in place when you've got those master bedrooms, the larger bedrooms with the bathroom and laundry units on the first floor, all of your kitchen and dining. That's the ideal. You don't have to go up any stairs. You don't have to go downstairs, upstairs. All of your living is done on one level. Okay, so that's house number 6. And then the last house we want to show you tonight. Let me just pull that up. Okay. Okay, I need to. Okay, so this one has, the way it's laid out is 2 bedrooms, but again, we're looking at adding another bedroom to this house, another bathroom. Right now it's at 1,269 square feet. So just another picture of it. Again, that more modern look, there's not a porch there, but again, just something different and certainly innovative that gives you a little more, you know, wow factor in that modern look that stands out, would stand out in community, but again, would fit well, at least on our lot sizes, would fit within the community. Just to show you the floor plan layout again. So again, just coming in, you've got your master bedroom off to the left there. And then there's the bathroom across the hall that would be shared with another bedroom. And then sort of the living, dining room, and kitchen toward the rear of the house. And then there's this covered terrace area. Again, we can expand this toward the back of the house here. So that you could build on, because it's only 38 feet deep. So you can build onto the house to build another bedroom, either attached garage or detached garage. And this house here, I believe, yes, this house also comes with a basement. So that's house number 7. So yes or no? The more modern look. All right, so those are we've given you some traditional looks, front porches. We've given you modern looks, attached garages, largely, and then also we could do detached garages. Houses that have that open floor plan, houses that have basically all of the living spaces, the bedroom, the living room, dining room, kitchen, laundry room, all of that on the first floor, or you have some that have basement options. So your stating what you like and what you don't like will be helpful as we come up with our designs. And we want to be doing that over the next couple of weeks so that we can present this information to the city. So all of your information that you can provide tonight certainly will be helpful. So if there's any questions, again, we can take those. I'm going to stop sharing that screen.
Well, there's a couple questions that are on the screen, and I won't take them in any particular order. And a couple of them I will. Let's see. One is, are we building these next to renters? And so, I mean, we're building them in the spaces in the vacant lots. And so, if renters are there, they're there. They're going to be there. But we're going to be working with the city, encouraging the city. Because the renters aren't the problem. If it would be the owner of the home that's the problem, not the renter. And so we would be working with the city to make sure that that owner is doing what he's supposed to be doing. And so again, we're not just building homes. We're trying to redevelop the neighborhood, which we're going to be looking to the city to help us with problem landlords, infrastructure, water line. I mean, all of the things that come with it. We're going to be looking to the city to help us. Sorry, I'm not even on. To help us with that. Let's see. Yeah, well, yeah, I understand. I hear what you're saying. I'm right with you. And we actually have three council people on right now on here, and so. This is you're not necessarily a council meeting, but they see this. We see a couple things here dealing with. Here's a question right to council people. So I'm gonna let you guys. You can go in the chat. Any council person want to go in the chat and read that at the end of the meeting if you want to answer that. Answer your constituents. We'll give you an opportunity. Storage, some of the ones that have the garage, the attached garage, we are working on having storage above that garage, especially in the ones that have the peak, that would have a peak in that garage. And no basement. We would be looking to add storage above that garage in the peak area. All right, so those were some of the questions I saw on there. I'll let you keep going, Tom. You have any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I think you've covered it, and that was, yeah, we've already heard that from others that, if it's a house that's, if it's a slab built house, then yes, storage is an issue that's already popping up. So one of the places to build storage in the house is within that garage. A lot of times those garages there's dead space, but we would convert any of that garage space over in the I don't want to call it the ceiling area, but you create storage area there. Basements converted to living space. Basements can be converted to living space in the future. So all of the house will be, if the house is built with a basement, it will not be a finished basement. So yes, that would be on the owner to convert that space to living space in the future. We'll be taking feedback from these meetings to our design teams. So yes, this is the purpose of this meeting. Any feedback that we're getting, our design team, we're on here with our builder and with our architect. This is the purpose of this meeting, is to take this information and finalize the housing types and designs. We have not made it official, but we do look to have, and I'll let Pastor sort of validate it, but somewhere between 2 to 3 housing types, maybe even 4, that we will be submitting to the city for approval. So with the information that you're sharing tonight, we will come up with those housing types and designs. Home orientation in backyard is a significant issue for parents with small children that can't supervise. Not sure I understand what that question is asking. Home orientation to backyard is a significant issue for parents with small kids. So
Yeah, they were talking about you know, the visibility to the backyard, the way that some of the homes are designed. So I said it was great feedback, and we, you know, we'll take that to the design team for the consideration.
okay, got you. About building up Noble Road. Yeah, that's out of the, how about building up Noble Road? That's kind of out of the scope of our project, but again, this information is certainly going to be shared with you know, others and certainly the city. But we do know that Noble Noble Road is a road that is being discussed and planned. There've been a number of meetings around how to redevelop Noble. So thank you for your comments on that. Storage options, I think we know that that's going to be a big issue, certainly if there's not a basement. So that's being taken into account. Let's see about surrounding area.
There is a there is a telephone number here. Anyone wants to talk about redevelopment? So I mean, look at the chat. People are answering questions. Council people are answering questions in the chat. Because like I said, this is not that necessarily the meeting for council. We're glad council is here so that when we come back to them for their approval on the home select that we're selecting, that they will have been on this meeting and future meetings to know what the residents want. And so that's the importance of council being here, not necessarily to answer the individual questions, although it is appealing to ask. We want to try to because if we let one council person answer, it would just be right to have all the council people answer, and then, you know, candidates might want to answer to say what, you know, what they would do. So we just don't want to go into that into that realm because it's already late.
Yeah, so
late in the evening. But what I do want to say, well, go ahead, Tom, and I'll say it after you finish.
well, I did want to, there was a question about, you know, model home and will people be able to choose the design? So the plan is that we would build, you know, 1 to 2 houses that in a sense won't be sold, and those would be used to basically attract buyers to this project. Right now, they would then be able to select one of our established housing types and designs that we would build on any of the other lots. Now, the other thing is, you know, working with our architect, any homes that are pre-sold, there is the option to, you know, almost, I don't want to say it's not a custom build, but taking, you know, our design, and there might be some modifications that would be made, but that's all then, you know, that would certainly change the cost of the house. But the plan is basically we would initially build the first 1 or 2 homes, and those kind of serve as the model, and then we can show our designs to sell the other units. So that was one of the questions there. Hard to vote yes or no on each of them. Okay, we are still finalizing what, okay. So I think that covers, yeah, I'm going through here. I think that covers the questions that I see related to, you know, the housing types and design. So Pastor Hicks, so.
As you know, and thank you again for everyone that is here and all your comments and questions. We thank you for the council people and city leaders that are here and that are concerned. For those who looked at these homes and are going, wow, you're going to build these here. What we're trying to do is get rid of the stereotype of this being the worst part of Cleveland Heights. It's not even the worst part of Cleveland Heights now. As we walk the neighborhood and put flyers out, and we've been in the neighborhood since 2006, this is one of the quietest, nicest neighborhoods that you could be in Cleveland Heights. It's not, and I've been all over the city, and so yeah, there's some things that have to be done. There's some neglect. There's some people that feel neglected in this area, but there's some people that feel neglected on Taylor and Coventry. I mean, you know, that's just how it is. But we're not going to listen to the stereotypes. We're going to build these homes. We're going to build the homes that you want. And you know, I can't think of the analogy Tom said, but he said it's something about the boat and the rising tide raises all boats, or something like that. He always says.
All rising tide lifts all boats.
Yeah. So we're raising the tide, and all the boats are going to go up. You know, all the housing prices of the homes are going to go up. Mortgage values are going to go up. People are going to want to bring development to the Noble area because of the development that we're going to be doing, that you're going to be helping us with. So we're excited about this. I've been around long enough to see the development happen on Noble and stop. I've seen some homes built on Caledonia, and then no more were built, new homes built. And that's because they were using for-profit companies who wanted to make a profit in redevelopment. Start-Right Community Development is not trying to get rich doing this development. We're not trying to make a profit. We're trying to redevelop our community. We're trying to be good neighbors, and we're finally at the position that we can do it. And so we thank you for your input, and look forward. We have your email, so you will get the very first. The next meeting we have, you will know first. Everyone here will know first. And but once we hear back from the city, we're working with the city to get the contract to begin building. When that is completed and approved by city council, then we'll be back to you to let you know when we'll be starting and what we'll be building. Does that sound fair to everyone, everybody? Because we're not, like I said, we're part of the community. We're Start-Right Community Development. We're right there with you. We don't want to force anything down your throat. We want what's built to be something that this community wants. All right, great. So did the polling go forth?
Yeah, I see we've got people have I think there's
7
a
out
little
of
bit.
14. So we have 50% in. So if you haven't done
All right,
let us know. We want that feedback.
Register your interest, give us some feedback on these designs.
Right. I mean, if you're a resident of Cleveland Heights, I mean, we have a good mix. We have a good representation of people on the streets, and we also have some good representation for people throughout the city of Cleveland Heights. So again, we thank everyone for coming, because we can't, like I said, we can't do this by ourselves.
Looks like we're not getting any movement, so that might be it.
All right.
So,
well, thank you again. You know, you guys have my contact information. So call me, text me, let me know if you think of anything when you get home. Sister Cindy Evans, when she got home, she had texted me about a fireplace. So I'm glad she got that information on fireplace. And if you think of anything, other amenities that you might want in these homes that you didn't see, please let us know.
and if you know of anyone that is looking, spread the word. Let them know it's coming. It's coming. So.
Who's it? Cheryl Hollis. No, you're going to have to help us with next door. We don't know anything about that, so we're going to be looking to you to help us and for our next meeting dealing with next door. That will be that. Like I said, our next meeting will have some finalized information. All right.
Hold on, Hicks. How do you contact me about the next meeting? Because I heard it through a friend. So are you sending out emails or texts or flyers or what? How are you contacting residents?
If you registered, this last meeting, we put flyers out on Grayton, Neela View, and what's the other street? Dresden. Those are the streets that we're building on first. We sent out a lot of texts and emails, and we were hoping that people did exactly what they did with you, which was to get it out. It was even on Facebook, on Start Right Community Development. And so now, again, we're looking for, when you get it, because you had to register, we have your email address. When you get it, share it with your neighbors. That's how we want you to do it. Share it with your neighbors. And each one bring another one at the next one. Any other comments, questions? We have the head of Noble Neighbors with us.
Brenda, welcome, Brenda.
So we have, like I said, we have a lot of pipelines here to a lot of different community people, and so you will know. And again, all are welcome. But if we get 50 people on, everyone won't be able to comment, but all are welcome. This was a great group. I think this was a great manageable group. And I think everyone on, if you had a comment or question, you were able to get your comments or questions answered. So thank you again. Tom, are you done? If you're done, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. Again, I did want to thank everyone for their participation. And as Pastor Hicks said, this will be very helpful in pulling together the actual housing types, designs, and plans that we will be able to submit to the city, get approval, and certainly we'll be back to you to share the good news of when we're ready to get started and move forward with uplifting the Caledonia neighborhood. So thank you very much.
There was a last question said, this was recorded, and if it's not too big, we may be able to get it up somewhere, get it on the website, get it on YouTube, but we'll send something out about that if that is if we're able to do that. That way you can have others look at it. We started recording right when we were looking at that video at the beginning. So yeah, so you'll be able to let everyone else look at this video that you want from your neighborhood. All right, thank you again. God bless everyone and have a nice evening.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Good night, Jimmy. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for getting on.
Bye-bye.
Great presentation. All right, get off.
Was that
You're perfectly fine, Sister Cindy.
Okay.
That's what this was for, the feedback. We want the feedback, and we're glad that people that could see the feedback were here.
Okay. Thanks, little Jimmy. Bye-bye.
And
Take care.
And Councilwoman Russell's right there too. If you want to.
I know. I'm familiar with her. She's helped me out a lot.
Okay.
I'm very familiar with her. Thank God for her.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I don't know how to get off.
Me either. I'm trying to get off.
Oh, you can even hear me.
Okay. I'm trying to get